Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a yearly favorites, my favorites for 2014. I was going to do a monthly favorites, but I figured since it's, January, I'll go ahead and just do a beauty favorites of 2014. I was going to do, like other stuff like, music and movies, TV shows, that stuff like that, but I figured that would make this video way too long. So I decided to just keep it down to beauty favorites. I will link in the description my Spotify playlist that has a lot of my favorite songs from the past year. And so if you check it out in the description box, you can get the link to that and see some of my favorite music. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start out with the palettes. I'm just going to start with the first higher end one that I got. This is the Naked 3. I love the fact that no matter, what I do, I love a lot of my other palettes too, but this is the one that I always come back to, that I know that if I'm in a hurry, I, can put together something very quick, and it always looks nice. So yeah, there's that. And then next is the Lorac Pro palette. I think my favorite color out of this entire palette is probably the nude and champagne colors. I use those for the inner corner highlight all the time, no matter what other palette that I use. And then another palette that I've been loving is the Tamana palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and yeah, this palette speaks for itself. I'm not sure how well these are focusing when I hold them up, but yeah. And the last palette that I have to mention is also one that I got more recently. I got it around, I ordered it on Cyber Monday, and it is the Electric palette. I really need to do a tutorial using these colors. I love how, bright they are. My favorite one is Gonzo. Look how bright that is. It's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, next I will be going with foundations. The first one that I want to mention is the Maybelline Fit Me. I'm in color 110 Porcelain, and this one has quickly become my favorite foundation. Before I was using another Maybelline one. Maybelline always has been one of my favorite brands. No, this video is not sponsored in any way. These are products that I've genuinely been loving, but Maybelline has always been like one of my most go-to brands because their products are just always, always amazing. You're gonna see at least a couple more Maybelline products, I think. Go ahead and show both of these together. There's the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This is the Dewy and Smooth formula, and then the Maybelline Dream Wonder Fluid Touch foundation in the color Classic Ivory. I like this one a lot because it's got good coverage, even though the formula is very thin. It's like almost water consistency, but it goes on very well, and but I would use a brush for it, not a beauty blender. The only thing that I have to say about it, though, that is, kind of is why would you put this little applicator on here? Why? I want to know what they were thinking with that one. And also one other thing is, let me know in the comments if you've tried this foundation, you've had it do this to you. Whenever I apply it to my face before I go to blend it out, whenever it's just sitting on my skin in the little, spots, it'll start to burn a little bit. Like it'll go away as soon as I blend it in, but whenever I'm first, applying it onto, just putting the little dots on my face before I blend it in, it starts feeling like it burns. Now, I believe this has alcohol in it, I think, so that's probably why, but I was just wondering if anybody else had that same issue with it. Next foundation I want to mention, I haven't used this one a ton because it's a little bit dark for me, but I may try mixing it with the Maybelline one. But this is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin foundation, and it's the same kind of formula like the Maybelline, where it's watery, but it, I believe, has natural ingredients in it. And sorry for the noise in the background. My in-laws are up and moving around and being noisy and whatnot. But yeah, I really like this one. The only thing is it's a little bit dark for me. They were sold out of the next color up. But I mean, it's wearable. I just probably need to like blend it down my neck very well. But yeah, so I really like this one. For powder, I've been loving the Rimmel Stay Matte powder, and it just looks like that. I'm using the color Buff Beige, and I've went through, this is my second package of it, and I use it for touch-ups. I use it to set my foundation or my what's the word, concealer, and like if I overdo it on the bronzer or the blush, this works really well to help blend it out. And it's matte, but if you have like a more luminous foundation or like a dewy foundation, it doesn't completely cover it up to where, you know, you're matte but you're not like matte but not flat like Nick says. The next thing I wanted to mention is the Milani blush in Luminoso. If you watch a lot of YouTube videos on, if you watch a lot of beauty videos on here, I'm sure you've seen this one before, and it just looks like that. The other Milani blush that I have that I really like is the let's see, what is this one called? Red Vino. This one you have to go a little bit more of a light hand with because it can go from pretty to drag queen kind of fast. I ain't trying to do that. And for bronzer, this. Like, I didn't get this till closer to the end of the year, but I don't care. I want to mention it because of the fact that I have never had any other bronzer that went on as well and blends out so well and looks so natural on me without, you know, making me look like an Oompa Loompa or anything like that. And moving on. For concealer, the one that I've been using the most has been the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I will say that a lot of people, this stuff gets a lot of hate for the little sponge thing on the tip, but I will say I hated it without the tip, the little sponge on the end of it. The product itself was still good, but it was just a lot harder to apply for me. I like being able to just, you know, draw it on where I want it and then, you know, blend it in. But without it, it's just, I would have to like put a dot and it would be all difficult, and I like the sponge. And I feel like I'm the only one that feels that way. Eyeliners and brow products. I hated this the first time I bought it because, I guess maybe because I didn't know exactly how to use it properly, but now that I've gotten a little bit more experienced as far as liquid liner goes, I'll usually draw on my liquid liner with like the Rimmel Scandaleyes liner because it's got the marker tip on it, and I'll get the basic outline of it and then I'll come back and fill it in with this because this is way blacker and way more pigmented than the Scandaleyes liner. And the other one is the Benefit They're Real Push-Up Liner, and I haven't quite gotten the hang of this. This is a very, you know, kind of tricky product to use because of the way that it has this little tip on it, and then the product comes out of the little opening right there, and it's a little bit hard to get the hang of, but I really do like it, and I'm trying to get better at using it because I've had it for several months, and I've used it maybe 10 to 15 times. But if I could really get the hang of it, this would probably be the only, you know, eyeliner that I would use. Because as far as the product goes itself, I swatched it on my hand earlier, and as you can see, I am rubbing very hard and it is not budging. So I really need to get better hang of this, on how to use this, because this is necessary. My cat is trying to knock stuff over there, and I'm trying not to have a crisis. As far as brow products, I have been loving the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I have it in the color Caramel, and the Brow Wiz, I love to just, fill in my brows with the Brow Wiz, brush it out. I also like to use this to brush them up whenever I'm trying to trim them. And then I like to go over with the Maybelline Brow Drama Sculpting Brow Mascara. I have it in the color Soft Brown. And I hated the brush that this came with. It had, if you watch the review that I did on it, it has the little bulb on the end of it, and I hated that. So I took the brush out of the clear mascara that I had, and I love it so much more since I switched the brushes, because it goes on way better with a regular brush. As far as like highlighting goes, I have been loving the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Lightscapade. I've had this for a little over a year, and I use it a ton, and there's still so much in here. And like, my husband was hesitant of wanting to pay, $30 for powder, but given the fact that it's been since September of 2013 when I got this, and there's still, and from frequent, not quite daily use, because there's times I do go a week or so without wearing makeup, but for frequent use, and there's still so much left in there, that's crazy. This stuff is probably gonna last years. But anyway, as far as mascara goes, I'll switch out mascara sometimes, but for the most part I have been sticking with the Rimmel Scandalize Like Reflects mascara. It makes my eyelashes look so full and voluminous, and because I have issues with, no matter how much mascara I put on, even if I curl my lashes, they either go straight up like that and look squirrely, or they just just go and go back down, and they just stay flat out. This always makes them look very nice, despite the fact that I have sad lashes and they go here. The final two makeup products, I believe, are two lipsticks from Maybelline. These are from their Creamy Mattes collection, and I have it in the color 660 Touch of Spice, and it just looks like that. And then $6.95 Divine Wine. These are both fairly close in color. Divine Wine is obviously a little bit darker. This one looks way darker in person than it does on my arm. But I love these because of the fact that they feel very moisturizing and they last a long time. They don't just, oh, you put them on and then a half an hour later you gotta put them on again, and a half hour later you gotta put them on again after that. Next, I have a couple of perfumes. This is just the Big Lots version of Taylor Swift's, I think it's Wonderstruck. It's the one in the purple bottle. This one smells really good. Like, I keep one of these in my purse, and I have a full-size bottle of it, and then I have this one over here in my makeup drawer, and it smells like very sweet. It doesn't smell too much actually like the Taylor Swift perfume, but it smells very good on its own. Like, I would buy it regardless of what it was called, even if it wasn't a knockoff of the Taylor Swift one. And this one is actually the Taylor Swift one. This is the new one. I think it's just called Taylor. It's the one that has like the little stripey stuff on the bottle. And this, the lid always gets stuck. This stuff smells so good. Like, I need some. And let me just tell you. Okay, I got this on Christmas Eve. It was a full bottle, obviously. And it is right here now. Only since Christmas Eve. It hasn't even been a month. That's how much that I use this. And I go pretty heavy on it because I love the way it smells. This hair care. I'm going to go ahead and mention this entire line, the Derma Organic line. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this in any of my other videos. I need to do a review. I had one filmed, but I decided to go ahead and wait and redo it after I got the full-size products. But I emailed them and requested samples. They sent me samples of their face moisturizer, their body lotion, their face wash, their shampoo, their hair mask, and their argan oil. And I love everything that they sent. It, you know, they sent little travel-sized bottles like this of everything, and I love it. Their hair stuff makes my hair feel so soft and so wonderful, and their skincare stuff. This is the face moisturizer, but the face wash, I can, you know, whenever I'm washing my face, I can go over my eyes like this, and even if it gets in my eyes, it still doesn't burn. And I don't own any other face wash or anything like that I can do that with. I mean, I'm not saying I go purposely scrub my eyeballs, but you know what I mean. I always use this along with the Orofluido. I guess I'm saying that right. The Orofluido, I'm gonna assume. This is Beauty Elixir, and it smells like vanilla to me, I think. But I love this stuff too. Eddie actually picked this out for me whenever we were in Ulta one day. I was just looking at random stuff, and he comes around the corner and he's like, "Smell this," and he's like, "Look at it. It feels silky." And in that moment, I was proud. I was very proud that, you know, he was appreciating the fact that the texture of it and the smell of it, and, you know, not to make him sound like, you know, sissified or anything like that. It's just that he's learned well from me, and I am proud. But yeah, I'm so glad that he showed me this. This was only, I think, $12.99 at Ulta, and I love this stuff. Like, it doesn't, I have a review of it on my blog if you want to actually read the review. If you go to the link in my intro, it's just serendipity.tk. You can find that and some other reviews. I haven't posted anything on my blog in a long time because I've been focused on the YouTube channel, and I really need to do a few blog posts. But yeah, I really, really love this stuff. It smells so good, and it doesn't make my hair oily like toner that I use. I usually use this one if I don't use that one, and this is the L'Oreal Hydro Fresh Toner. I've had this stuff for a long time, and it's lasted forever. But I love the way it smells. It smells so like clean and fresh, and it's 99% alcohol free. It doesn't make my skin feel dry. It just makes it feel refreshed and clean, and takes off any other makeup that washing my face doesn't get off. And say hi to baby. I'm aware she looks miserable, but she actually really loves this. She's like, "Mama, stop. You're embarrassing me on camera." Okay, go play. It's more of like a hair care thing, but I wanted to include my flat iron. This is a Coriolis professional straightening iron. I got this on eBay. This is one of those curling irons that you can get like at the little stands at the mall. I just ordered mine on Amazon, not Amazon, but eBay for $30. I have had this straightener since I was about 15 years old. Yes, since I was about 15 years old. I am 23 right now, and I'm about to be 24 in like 6 months. So, yeah, this straightener has lasted like 8 years without any sign of giving up anytime soon. But this is the Queen Helene Mint Julep Mask. I will recommend this over anything high-end or any other thing lower end. This is incredible for my skin. I love just putting it on as a whole mask, or just putting it on like spot treatment and then leaving it on overnight, and the pimples will be gone. Like they'll still be like a little bit red, but they'll be flat. There won't be any, nastiness in there. This is my all-time favorite face mask. Other thing is a scrub. I actually did a review on this recently, and I really love this because it exfoliates better than any of my other, exfoliating scrubs. It says diamond powder aggressively exfoliates to reveal young, healthy skin and to help prevent fine lines. Use with water on clean skin, rinse thoroughly, moisturize, and use once weekly. I actually use this more than once weekly, and it doesn't, bother my skin any. But I love the texture of the, exfoliators and stuff, and I'm amazing with words, aren't I? But if you want to know more about this, check out my review of the Perfectly Posh products, and I will leave that down below if you want to see it. So yeah, there's this. And the last two products that I have to mention, they are part of the same line. I've actually taken a break from using these since I've been using other moisturizers, but I love these. These made such a difference in my skin. I don't know if my face still gets red sometimes, but that's just, from if I get hot. But as far as the redness and the acne scarring on my skin, since I've been using these, I used these for probably 6 months at least, or maybe, I've used this I think for over a year. This is the L'Oreal Youth Code Texture Perfector Serum Concentrate, and then this is the day and night cream from the same line. I think it is till way later on, but I love using these together. I need to start using them. I need to start, use one in the morning and then these at night or something, or these in the morning and that at night. It's been easier for me to just use one moisturizer and not have to, put on, because I have another Youth Code serum that I would put on before this, and using 3 things plus putting, lip stuff on, plus putting body lotion on. Sometimes it gets to be too much of a pain in the butt. But yeah, I really love these. These have improved my skin a lot, and they've helped it to become, less red, and help the acne scar fading, and they are wonderful. I don't know what that was with that voice. I was going to mention brushes, but really this video is getting long enough as it is. But I will just say that my e.l.f. Studio brushes and my Real Techniques brushes and the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, those I love so much. Other brushes that I have not quite so much. There's mostly older ones that before I really started getting into makeup, and that they're rougher texture, or like this one I didn't really care for that much. This is the Bare Minerals brush that comes with their little powder kit. I believe that's going to be it for this video. It's probably going to be 20 minutes long. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to actually start seeing monthly favorites, not just once a year, but actually monthly favorites, maybe including other snacks and movies and music and TV and all that kinds of stuff. But give this video a thumbs up if you would like to see any of that. Those are all of my favorites for 2014 as far as beauty goes. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and leave me a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye. Today was our 4-year anniversary, so we went to Applebee's, and we